Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tony Boatman. I'm the Interim Executive Director of the Boise Philharmonic, and on behalf of the entire Boise Philharmonic and our special guests this weekend, Ballet Idaho, welcome to this very, very special performance. Before we go any farther, there are some sponsors that we would like to acknowledge with great gratitude. First of all, our concert sponsor is radio station KBOI. Would you please recognize them? We would also like to recognize the sponsors of the commission that you're hearing this evening of Sacred Land, our dear friends C.K. Hahn and Karen Meyer. They're in the house. Would you please give them a round of applause? And we're also very, very grateful to the City of Boise's Department of Art and History for a generous grant in celebration of Boise's 150th anniversary that helped to bring this project together and helped to fund it. So would you please acknowledge them as well? It's time for me to come out here and give what someone referred to as my sermon on the amount. And this is that time of year as we enter the holiday season. Also happens to be a season which is a very, very difficult time financially for the Boise Philharmonic. And these two come together with some wonderful opportunities for you to do good and do well for friends of yours and also help the orchestra. If you are subscribers, thank you very, very much. And we hope you will consider buying a gift subscription or two for friends of yours who are also music lovers who may not have a subscription yet. If not a subscription, perhaps some single tickets as gifts for one of our upcoming concerts, like the Rachmaninoff concert in May or the Beethoven Ninth Symphony. These are going to be magnificent performances, as they all will be, and please consider making a gift of those performances for friends of yours. If you are single ticket buyers and you have not yet subscribed to the Boise Philharmonic, we have some very attractive packages for the balance of the season. And we have some marvelous concerts. We are everything from Richard Wagner to Johann Sebastian Bach before the end of the year. There's something for everyone. It's a great opportunity to guarantee your seats and have a wonderful time at the Philharmonic from now through the end of our season in May. If you are annual fund donors, thank you very much. If you have not made your annual fund gift, this would be a wonderful time to do so. As I said, the Philharmonic happens to be in a very, very tight cash flow crunch right now, and I think we all know what cash flow crunches are. And it's very difficult when you have a payroll of over 70 people to meet each month. So if you could make your annual fund donation now, preferably by the end of November, but by the end of December for sure, that would help us through a very, very tight space. For those of you who are not annual fund donors, we hope you will consider doing that. We really do need your support. This is a very costly enterprise to fund each year, and although everyone would agree that our ticket prices are high enough as they are, they still don't manage to cover the cost of everything that we do during our season. So that's my sermon on the amount, and on that, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for being dear friends of the Boise Philharmonic. Enjoy the holiday season, which is nearly upon us. And now it's my pleasure to hand the microphone over to our music director, Robert Franz, and some of his very special guests. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is a really special evening for us on many fronts, not the least of which is the world premiere of a brand new ballet by Jim Cockey entitled Sacred Land. When I first arrived in Boise, I found out that we were getting ready to celebrate our 150th anniversary in 2013, and I thought, what a great and exciting thing that is. But all of a sudden, it sort of dawned on me that I, being a new person in town, didn't know what had happened 151 years ago. So I started to do some research and discovered that there was, putting it mildly, a checkered past of how the Europeans and the Native Americans dealt with each other over the course of the 19th century. And so it seemed to me that as we were looking towards this 150-year celebration, that it was important to understand a broader scope of what that meant. And so I thought, wouldn't it be great if we could commission a new piece that somehow expressed what had happened in our valley in the 19th century and beyond into the 20th century and to today as well. And so immediately I thought I wanted to commission a piece for our Boise Philharmonic Master Chorale and Percussion section, and that I also wanted to involve dancers. And so I went to my dear friend Peter Anastas at Ballet Idaho, and I said, Peter, I've got this great idea. I have no idea. It's a basic idea of a ballet. I have no idea how long it is. I don't have a composer. I have no idea what it's going to sound like. But if you could, by the end of the day, tell me whether you're in or out, I'd really appreciate it. And Peter said, I'm in immediately. And in fact, it was pretty quickly thereafter that he assigned his ballet master, Alex Ozodnik, to choreograph this incredible ballet that you are going to see this evening. So then the next step, of course, after all of that was set and done, was to find a composer to actually write the music. And so I thought of the person who had written the Idaho Symphony just a few years prior, Jim Cockey, and I thought he's the perfect person for this. So I called up Jim, and he also agreed to do it immediately. And so all of these forces came together, and Jim began this incredible process of connecting with folks down in Fort Hall and putting together the piece that we are going to present to you this evening. There are three very distinguished gentlemen on my side here, and each would like to say a word. Mayor Dave Beater, followed by two representatives from the Shoshone, Bannock, and Paiute tribes. So, Mayor Beater.
All right. Well, first, in case any of you are worried, I won't be singing, dancing, or playing a musical instrument tonight. So, but it is such an honor for me to be here because this is the first official event of the Boise 150. We had wanted to call it the sesquicentennial, but it took me 6 months to learn that word, so we shortened it to Boise 150. But it is the beginning of a year-long events, and it is a great opportunity for us to celebrate this milestone by engaging in a community conversation about the future of Boise, where we are, but most of all, where we're going. But we really can't do that without understanding where we've been and understanding our past. And there's nobody better to help us do that. Please join me in welcoming representatives of the Shoshone Bannock tribe that are here tonight. Please give them a great welcome. And the Paiute tribe, I guess. We really need them to understand the thousands of years of history in our valley before the founding of Boise. And it's been my pleasure to welcome representatives of the tribe for events at Castle Rock that they refer to as Eagle Rock in Boise's Quarry View Park. And that presence is so important, and we hope that those events and tonight will help us forge a future more just and inclusive than our past. It is a great pleasure for us to be here. I want to thank Robert Franz and Jim Cockey for their work on this great piece. Here's to a wonderful night tonight and many events as we celebrate the 150th birthday of Boise. Thank you very much.
Good evening. My name is Ted Howard, and I'm a representative of the Shoshone Paiute tribes of Duck Valley, which is south of Mountain Home, kind of between Mountain Home and Elko, and our reservation straddles the Idaho-Nevada border. But I'd like to express my appreciation for being invited to this. It's an honor to be here. I think I'm looking forward to see how this is going to work. This morning we spoke a little bit about history, and it's, we had about 10 or 15 minutes, and it's difficult to share several hundred years of history within 10 minutes. But hopefully this will be the beginning of more events like this, so we could share more of our culture. And I think it's important to include or share with you that most of the time when you read about Native Americans, they're referred to in the past tense. Our sites are referred to as prehistoric. I've always had a problem with that, because prehistoric is something that's extinct, I would think. But our cultures are alive and well. We're still here, and a lot of our sites that are called prehistoric are actually contemporary sites. We still visit these areas. We still come here to pray to the spirits of our ancestors. We still use the resources that our people did years ago, the foods, the plants, etc. And a lot of our young people are relearning a lot of this stuff and picking it back up again. And also, our culture is dynamic. When you speak of sacred sites and such, it's not only those in the past that are important. There are sacred sites yet coming to be shown to our people. But, the United States of America is made up of people of different cultures, and we just happen to be the first culture that was here. So I look forward to this. Thank you.
There's so many other things. I don't want to get too political, but there's a lot of laws and acts that need to be amended. The 1872 Mining Law Act is so old. That brought up the mining, and it took kind of brought to the area where it took us out of here. Trail of Tears from all these areas, and this beautiful Boise Valley used to be a trading network, and in all these other areas there's laws, and Congress allows others to go ahead and break them, but then if someone else is going to do littering, they're going to be thrown in jail. So there's something wrong with that picture. So I would like to see, hey, let's bring a change for our future, for the young people, the young generation, so they'll have clean water to drink. Right now we have to be drinking out of these bottles. You used to be able to drink out of these rivers. We need to bring that back. And there's so much I could share and say, but it's just wonderful to be here. Let's get on with the show. Thank you.